There is a dominant thing that has no face and steps in the shoes of a giant upon the browns of our backs, until we become fearful of a faceless robber. And we become small, we become drunk, and we become unconscious, just as everyone else is who was just trying to get through this, whatever this is, at the time. And our unconsciousness becomes like a disease, and it spreads itself into all the versions of our being, until we are angry in our small boxes, sleeping out on the streets, with hands that push and shove at the cardboard edges, because we all at least need to feel free. But there are self-imposed emotional prisons that we need escape first. There is a personal responsibility that begs us to tend to it. But until we step up, well, the anger just turns into hate. And the hate just breathes with itself until we are all inflicted, until we are all slumped over into our own worthlessness, until we cannot escape this unhappiness. And I see this in all kinds of eyes, blues, browns, greens, upon many different shades of skins, blacks, whites, browns, and yellows. Watered down intoxicants sit in the beige of wet eyes, rolling like glossed over empty wells that are just looking for new beginnings. Though there is a sort of fear that swirls within us, so we have just kept to our ways and said nothing. However, half of our spirit has become missing. I love the idea of sacred soil. For every soil is sacred, and I am blown away with the power that the people can place into the red of the earth, within the breath that we breathe into life itself, seedlings growing wild with desire and birth. But numb. People are becoming numb. People are slumped over in defeat at disconnection with their true divinity. So who has the right? I found myself asking, as I sat on the park bench with an indigenous woman slumped over beside me, alcohol keeping company, her breath, a paper tree with unwritten histories as the only one standing strong enough to support my queries. So I asked it, who has the right to tell another being, a being of human experience, another human, just simply being? Who has the right to suggest a better knowledge of their true path? And how could we even govern such things? We have been told what is right, what is wrong, what gods to pray to, what colors are of acceptable respect, whom to love and whom to hate, pillaged, raped, and pushed from the land by transparent, puppeteering hands. And in turn, we clench our own hands, bound with the ghosts of a forgotten past. Because we are implored not to make a sound, so the people have become quiet and lost. There are no rites of passage, no communion with the land. Who still plants trees anyway? Apparently that is an age-old thing that has passed us by, and for it, we have begun to disconnect from organic life. I can see it around me every single day. I can also see it in an empty and intoxicated version of me, for I am not above these slouchings. I try to remain happy and to play, but these things, they quietly sadden me. They keep me up at night whilst I lay in a hammock that sways in the cool beach breeze, and these things, they quietly haunt me. So I did the only thing that I knew how to. And I joined the musicians and the artists that lined the streets. I sang soulfully, attempting to pulse out joy in a way that could help us to understand the frequencies of love and fear, and to choose consciously which path to tread upon. Love is much more of an alive thing than the sleeping dogs of the past, so I tried to lure those that passed me by, even if momentarily, into that frequency. I harmonized and tried on owning nothing and expecting even less. For I know only my own truth. And I have heard the angels singing to me in the deep of the night when my own liberation of ownership has carried me upon harmonious winds. I have smelt lavender within the blossoming truth of my very own existence, and have felt connected to every fiber, to every fabric, unweighted by the peculiarities of division. Black, white, strong, weak, innocent, darkness, and light all rest under the skin of my own existence amicably. There are paperbark histories imprinted with versions of you and versions of me, where we are owning nothing but our own contribution to this existence. So I listened as the harmonica licked the wind's white, whipped teeth. I felt the pink panther crawl stealthily upon me, and I reverberated with the dark drumbeat of my own heart. It pulsed in light too and dark rhythms, where I had only my own contribution to keep. But I can see on one side of a faceless coin, shimmering with sides of duality, only the bark listens to the queries of which I speak. I can see now that my little contribution, well, that is everything. Peace, love, unity, respect. Stay safe.